What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Callahan Brothers Razorback cast. Um, Coming off a pretty tough loss at Florida. Um, it was a really good team, so I'm not as disappointed as some of y'all may be. So we're just going to kind of dive into that, give our takes on it, and look into the upcoming game against LSU. First thing I want to talk about is Florida game and Trask. Man, Trask was just on that game. I feel like, no matter who they were playing that game, he just had the best game he's had all season. And, there's really no slowing him down. Yeah, I mean, what are your thoughts? Obviously, our defense didn't play the best. I think everybody knows that. But, I mean, at the same time, Trask just had a heck of a game.
I mean, yeah, everybody keeps talking about how he's the front runner for the Heisman and he or Mac Jones and I mean, he's as good as advertised every bit of it. I mean, granted, we set him up. Our defense kind of wasn't in the right position a couple of times, but make no mistake about it, they're a good football team. They've got a good quarterback. I mean, obviously there were some opportunities that we could have taken or some times where we maybe shot ourselves in the foot, but all in all, they were just a good football team, and you can't take anything away from them.
Yeah, absolutely. We I was actually talking to some people on Facebook about the game, and they disagree with me to an extent. But I really believe that had Odom been in the box, our defense would have looked a lot different. Um, not having him up there and being able to see the field. Now, I understand that, you know, a lot of the things that our defense did wrong had nothing to do with where Odom was at. If he was on the field or in the box, it wouldn't have changed. But at the same time, some of those breakaway plays that Florida did have, maybe Odom being in the box he would have seen something, and we wouldn't have had man up coverage on two guys running down the field or whatever it was. Maybe he would have made adjustments, and we would have you know played a better defensive game. Now, I'm not going to say we're going to beat Florida, regardless of how good our defense played. I know that we said before the game we had to have some takeaways to win that game, and we did not have any takeaways. Um, you know, on the offensive side, I thought we played a pretty sound football game, honestly. I still wasn't impressed with Boyd, and I think a lot of people weren't. Traylon Smith had a really good game. I think he averaged 14 and a half yards a carry, which obviously he broke that one for 80-something yards. But Franks had a good game. I think he threw for 250 yards and a couple of touchdowns. Um, but, yeah, man, I think defense is what killed us, and everybody can agree with that. But then again, we played against probably the best quarterback in the nation, and he was on.
Yeah, I mean, and I'm not going to discredit our um, I'm not going to discredit our football team or anything like that, or our style of play, or anything like that. But the reality is that we're not talented enough to run the style of football that we want to play to 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 be successful at a level to where we can beat teams like Florida and Georgia and Alabama. That's going to come. I mean, those are things that we're looking forward to. But with a team like Florida, who can score literally at will and have all season against everyone, it's not just us; they have all year long. With a team like that, you've got to make sure they don't have the football, and we don't. We're not straying away from our identity. So, um, but the fact remains also that we don't need to sit here and think that we have opportunities to win these football games all the time. That uh, we still have to be in touch with reality and realize that we still have a little bit of time to go before we're really on par with teams like Florida and Georgia and Alabama. Like I said.
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing how good we are doing this season. And there were people giving us, saying that we were going to win that game, which is crazy to even think. As good as Florida is this year and as bad as we were last year, that people were giving us a chance. But it just shows how much we've improved. And, I think next year maybe we have a chance in that game. But this year, I think we had a chance, but it just didn't play in our favor. We didn't have we had to play a damn near perfect game to win, and we did not. So, but I kind of want to get off of that. I don't want to be down. LSU coming up, and I think we do have a really good chance to win that one. They haven't played real good all season. They went and beat South Carolina like 52 to something. I don't remember the final score, but then they turned around and lost to Auburn 48 to 11. So the Auburn game is kind of what we've been seeing all season from them. Then before that game, obviously they went out and beat South Carolina pretty bad, which was, I think, kind of surprising to most people. But if you look at their season as a whole, I think we have a pretty good chance to win that one, and we're back at home. So, and Sam Pittman's going to be back on the field. So,
for sure, man. I mean, I'm excited for Sam Pittman to be back. I think that gives the team some momentum. It definitely helps their heart and everything. Those guys just seem to play much harder for Sam Pittman. So, definitely something to look forward to. I am a little worried about the COVID situation, just simply because we don't know who's out. We don't know who's not going to be there. They haven't released that information. I know that he said Franks has practiced all week, so I think that we're going to see Franks. I've heard rumors that Boyd might not be out there, and I know KJ Jefferson, they said, but I don't know who all. And honestly, I'm more worried about our defense not having everybody out there than I am our offense not having everybody out there.
Yeah, absolutely. I also know, I don't know if I didn't hear you mention it, Davion Warren is out for the season, ACL tear. So, he's been pretty active this season and helping us out. He's gotten a lot of touches. I'm sure y'all have seen him out there. My mic's plugged in all the way. I'm sure y'all have seen him out there. He's the one that gets the reverses. Number 10. I mean, he's done really good this season. So it's definitely going to hurt us, him not being on the field. But, yeah, I agree. We got a lot of playmakers on offense. But defense is really where, if we lose one of those guys, that can really change things. And we have lost one this season. And you've kind of seen how that's changed. I don't think we've played near as well. But, yeah, absolutely. I think defense is the key to success the rest of the season. We've got to play better than we have the past couple of games. Not the one we've won necessarily, but the two games that we've lost here recently, we got to play better than that. We got to be able to get turnovers. We didn't make Texas A&M turn over the football. We didn't make Florida turn over the football. And then you see what we did against Tennessee, and we caused turnovers. So, I mean, that's just how it goes with this team this year. We've got to have things go our way to be able to pull out, especially an upset win on a team like Florida on the road.
Right, and it sucks having those expectations or those realities, to where you're like, well, are we going to be able to win this football game or what have you? But the truth of the matter is, yes, we can win this game this week, but there are concerns. I mean, there's no way that we can sit here and say there's an opportunity. We don't have an opportunity to lose it also. But I definitely think if especially Traylon Smith is healthy, we will see we'll be pretty successful because we've started to figure out how to run the football. And then their secondary is teams are just ripping their secondary up, LSU. So hopefully all our receivers are healthy and we can get Franks going and get the ball downfield some, and maybe just have a really good offensive week and put up a lot of points.
Yeah, man, I would love to see Franks go out and just throw 5 touchdowns and 300 something yards. And then I'm super excited that Smith is going to get the start most likely. Man, I think he's really proven himself this year, and I think he deserves it regardless of if Boyd is banged up or whatever he may be. I think Smith has proved himself as the main back, and I think a lot of people will argue that. One thing this is kind of off topic, but were you surprised that Mason Jones didn't get drafted, but Isaiah Joe did?
I mean, my thing is the thing that we've known about Mason Jones is he's a great scorer, and he was in the SEC, but in the NBA especially, you have to be talented on both sides of the basketball, and Mason Jones isn't the most athletic guy. He's a great spot up shooter, and I'm not saying he's not athletic, but he's not the quickest, and he's not one of those guys that's going to win a foot race up and down the floor. He just barely this last season lost weight enough to where he could dunk, consistently. He just doesn't get up like that, and Isaiah Joe, I mean, I kind of feel like the same for him, but he's a little bit more athletic and he can fit a little more into that shooting guard spot. But I think Mason Jones is just a little bit too slow, and he's not big enough to kind of fall into that small forward position. So who knows, man? But the NBA is changing. It's not like it was 15 years ago where you just depend on these dominant big men. It's kind of turned into more of a shooters league now. So, the gig's out on him, and we'll see what happens with him. I hate it for him because I feel like he deserved to be drafted, but I can understand why though.
Yeah. And here's kind of my thing about Isaiah Joe. Yes, he's more athletic, and yes, he's built different, and he can run with these guys. But one thing about him is he can't really create his own shots. He's not he can't handle the ball very well. And a lot of people argue that, but just thinking back to our games whenever Jones had fouled out or wasn't on the floor, so we had Joe as the go-to guy. It usually didn't work out. I mean, most of the time he, dribbled it off his foot or threw up a bad shot and missed it, or he's not the type to create a shot like Jones is. But he's got the size, and he's a better defensive player. So we'll see what happens. I mean, I'm proud, both of them are on an NBA team for now. So they did end up taking Jones as an undrafted free agent. The Rockets did, I believe. So that's good. I know he's been putting in a lot of work. And Jones had really good numbers against really good teams. So he's got to be – I mean, he may not be the most athletic or, he has all these things going against him, but he was still able to put up, 20, 30 points a game against SEC basketball teams, which that's pretty good competition. Obviously, the NBA is better than the SEC, but you can't get much better competition in college basketball then. So we'll see what happens. I mean, I hope both of them have long NBA careers and make a lot of money and enjoy it, but I just kind of wanted to touch base on that.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I hope the best of luck to both of them. Obviously, we want them to succeed. We want anybody that comes through the Razorback program to, excel, especially in professional sports. Once they make it there, that's just like Alex Collins. Last week on the Seahawks ran a touchdown. This week they moved it back down to the practice squad. You just hate it for the guy because you want him to do well, but things happen, man.
Yeah. Yeah, so this game's starting a little bit earlier than the ones we've been watching. We got the guy. I think LSU game kicks off at 11. Unfortunately, I'm going to. Well, I shouldn't say unfortunately, but fortunately, I'm going to Ellery's third birthday party in Jonesboro, our cousin's daughter. So I will be on the road for most of the game, which kind of sucks, but I'll be watching it on my phone. Um, so yeah, it's going to be the first one that I haven't sat down and watched the whole thing. I believe that's going to be a little different.
Yeah, just make your wife drive, and then you can watch it on the way.
Right. Yeah, but a lot of the way, from Jonesboro, from here to Jonesboro, you lose service quite a bit. So,
Yeah,
oh well, I'll make it work. We'll see.
put it on 103.3 and just listen to it the whole way there.
Yeah,
You
I haven't done that in so long. I hate it now. Like I love listening to the radio cast more than listening to the cast on the TV. But at the same time, I want to watch it. I wish we could link those two up.
Right? Yeah, I mean, it's not. I've been so aggravated at the announcers the commentators we've had all year. It's been just absolutely atrocious. So I can promise you, I would much rather them sync Chuck Barrett and Quinn
Yeah,
Grovey up because those guys do a phenomenal job, and obviously they want their Razorback fans too. So they appeal a little more to us. But having said that, yeah, man, I'm working tomorrow and I'm in New Mexico, so the game will actually start at 10 o'clock here. Um, so I'm hoping to try to find a way to get to keep track of it, or try to watch a little bit of it. But either I think I'm gonna figure. I think I'm gonna have an opportunity to get off early enough to at least catch the second half. So hopefully we're either ahead or it's still a close game at that point.
yeah, man. I hope we're ahead at halftime and we just keep it that way. We might have to go
Yep.
back and rewatch the game, so we're able to give our takes on what happened. But man, that's about all I got about this one. I think that was a real bummer last week, and it's hard to elaborate on a loss like that. Besides just simply saying that we weren't the better team, and you just got to take that one and move on because we're not as good as Florida, um, and they showed us that pretty easily. So
Yeah, you take it and you get better. As y'all have heard us refer to Conor McGregor if you're very familiar with the podcast here. And one thing that we like Conor McGregor. So, but one of the quotes that he has and is one of his coaches, "Win or learn." So we didn't leave the field victorious, but we can come back. We can come back better because of it. So this week, go in with a good mindset. Try to do our best. We're at home. Sam Pittman's back. We're going to be playing with a lot of heart. LSU's down. I'm pretty sure they're starting quarterbacks out. So there are a lot of things in our favor. And then on top of all that, we've got an opportunity to get the golden boot back. So, anytime that there's a trophy involved, the guys just seem to play a little bit harder. So hopefully we can get it done and bring that back. So what are we looking at for your score prediction?
no, yeah, I forgot about that. Man, I haven't even really thought about it. Um, I'm hoping that we're able to put up quite a bit of points against them. I think pretty much everybody has. Heck, Missouri put up 45 points on them. So I'm thinking we probably score, somewhere around 45, 42. And hopefully we hold them under 30. That's what I want to do. So let's just say I'm gonna put it at 42, 27. And that's pretty bold, but
Right. So I think it's going to be a similar situation to Tennessee, except I would like to think that, LSU's defense is probably not as good as Tennessee's defense. Um, so I'm going to say probably like 40, 42, 45. I'll say 45 to mm, 17 Arkansas. And
Yeah,
that's
I'll
tough.
take that.
Yeah, it's tough to say with because we don't know about who's going to be out or what, but if we have most of our key guys in, especially on defense, and honestly, especially on our offensive line, then I don't see any reason why we shouldn't be able to win 45-17.
Yeah, well, hopefully we get it done. Hopefully we come out victorious, and we have it's always more fun to watch the rest of the college football game. So we got our early game. So if we go out and win that game, then we can enjoy the rest of the day and watch the other games that are playing. Where which we've been playing at night, but if we were to go out and lose this game, then it kind of just for me, I don't even want to watch the other games. I'm just like I'm done with it. I'm just gonna go hunt or watch my kids throw rocks at each other or something.
Right, right, definitely, man. I mean, for me, if the Hogs win, then I don't even care what I do the rest of my Saturday. I can just roll off of that adrenaline for the rest of the day. So
Right.
it doesn't matter what I do. But I think we're gonna have a Friendsgiving, so the government's gonna show up at my house and tell me I can't go here any minute. But I'm going, and there's nothing they can do about it. So we're all gonna get together and eat some good food and hang out. So that'll be fun.
Just stay 6 feet away, 6 feet apart, and wear your mask, and should be good.
Yeah. I'll just cover my face with food, and then maybe that'll be good enough.
If you're eating or drinking, you don't have to have your mask on. So,
Well,
but anyways, guys, we appreciate y'all listening. I don't think we've uploaded our last couple of podcasts to the podcast platforms, so we're kind of behind on that. We started uploading it on YouTube, but we're going to get that done. We're going to get them uploaded to our website, callahancast.com. Yeah, check us out on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, whatever. We're on it. Hit us up, like it, reply to us, respond, tell us something. And just remember, we're right and y'all are wrong. But we were wrong last week because we said that we were going to win, and we did.
and y'all come see us.